everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a sort of mini-series called Let's Talk About. In this series we're going to talk about Avakin Life or things related to Avakin Life. A lot of the things I'm going to try and give a non-biased view on it and then give my opinion at the end. So today we're going to be talking about the question that a lot of people have been asking since the new update. Is Avakin Life turning into a kids game? Before we start the video, I want to apologize in advance because this video might be a little bit more choppy because my phone's been playing up on me recently and I need more storage for it, so I can't record it as one full video as I wanted to. So I'm gonna have to do it in little parts and start recording and stop recording here and there. I'm gonna try and make it as seamless as possible so you can't really tell. But if you notice any jump cuts, I'm sorry about that. So let's get into the video. So first off, we're going to talk about why people think Avakin Life is turning into a kids game. Now, with the new update, obviously the profile was changed and it took away the interested in and the relationship status. So that was kind of the first sign that it was changing. Another thing is, and this is kind of a more broad topic, I guess you would say, is the censoring. It was censoring vulgar language, which, I mean, fair enough, but then it was also censoring things that were just normal. For example, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I said to him that like one thing I really liked about the new icon dress, and then it was like the word thing was actually censored. So that's been kind of a problem for a while now, but I think it's kind of gotten worse for a lot of people. A lot of people have been censored for literally saying hardly anything. As you can see, by the way, I got the new bundle, so the roleplay one, and it was really good. It was just so worth it, I couldn't resist. Another thing is the fact that the developers have made it clear that hugging and kissing animations aren't going to happen. Now, they could change their mind on this, which I would love. I really want to see that sort of thing. But a lot of people have said that it's fake advertising. Because if you go into the website, you can actually see that they have pictures and advertisements showing couples and couples animations like kissing and with their arm around each other and hugging. So a lot of people are saying that's false advertising. As well as that, they've also been taking away some things from the game. For example, the dance Downtown Heat, I will show you it, and the buttons dance. First off, we have the buttons dance. These were taken away for being too sexual, which, I mean, they are, so I get where they're coming from. But a lot of players are scared that they're going to take them away from the game in general. So you can't purchase them, but people are thinking that they might just take them away from players that already have them. And they are scared that they might not get compensation for that because they've bought it and they think it's just going to get taken away and they won't get their money back. A lot of these things, by the way, a lot of the things I'm saying is from people that I've spoken to. Once again, this isn't really my opinion at the moment. I'll share my opinion later. But this is what people I've spoken to are saying, what people on Reddit are saying, and people on Instagram. So this is just kind of the broad, general idea. I also want to say I'm sorry if you can hear that noise in the background. It's a really nice day out today, which is really odd considering it's Scotland. So everyone's out and having a barbecue and everything, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. The windows downstairs are open and I don't want to shut them because it's summer and that's really exciting for me because it's never summer here. Our summer only lasts like 2 days, so this is like an event. So I'm sorry about that. But there have been so many people quitting, which I think is a really sad thing to see. It's almost like the downfall of Avakin Life, and I'm really upset about it. I'm scared that people close to me are going to quit. People like my friends or my wife or anything. I always get scared that they're going to quit along with everyone else because there are so many people quitting. Another thing I've taken away from the game is some lingerie. Now, I don't actually have examples of this like I have with the dances. I'm not really sure which lingerie they were taken, but I've heard from multiple sources on Reddit and Instagram that they've been taken away. I guess you would say risque lingerie. I'm trying to say it as as posh as possible. But they've been taking away like I think there was like a bikini taken away as well. That people were speaking about. And once again, the people that already have it, it's not been taken away from them, which is good. Because, you know, obviously it would be annoying if they had to recompensate everyone. So hopefully they don't take the things away from people when they actually already have them. I don't know if they're going to do that in the future, but hopefully not. The point that a lot of people have been making as well is it makes no sense from a business point of view why they are deciding to, how do I say this, advertise for kids or make kids the main demographic. When I say kids, I don't mean young kids like 6 to 7. I mean like young teenagers, because the game on the App Store is 13 plus, so that's kind of the demographic they're looking to advertise for. A lot of adults in the game have been angry because they're saying, you know, young teenagers can't, are less likely to do stuff on Tapjoy or buy things. I know that some of the Tapjoy things I do, especially the surveys, some of them won't let you do them unless you're 18. So it's a bit odd that they want to make the game for kids, but the main way of getting money through Tapjoy doesn't really cater to kids. I do want to address some things that LKWD Ash has been saying. He's quite active on Reddit. He's I think he's one of the best for answering people's questions and responding to people's suggestions. And I think he is trustworthy as like a source. So he's been saying ever since the relationship status wasn't there with the new update that you should just use your hashtag, the new hashtag. I just done hashtag queen, don't ask why. I know it's pretty generic, but so people have been kind of not liking that. A lot of people have been saying that, or a few people that I've seen have said that it's fine if you're saying like hashtag taken, but if you're going around with like hashtag single, it might look a bit needy. And I can definitely see that point, but I think the main reason that they don't have that anymore is because they don't want Avakin Life to be a dating game. They want it, I mean, if you want to do dating, fine, but they don't want that to be the main reason for it. I don't want to speak for them or anything, because obviously I don't know what their intention is, but that's just kind of the vibe that I got when Ash was talking about it. He also said that the changes, like taking away some of the things in the game and adding stuff like the hobbies and all that, he said that the new updates have been to evolve with the visual style of the game. I'll speak a little bit more on that later and what I think about that, but a lot of people have been saying that it might be like a bit of a cover-up or something. Once again, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I've heard a lot of people say that that's very unlikely and that it's, you know, just their way of kind of trying to deflect the question. Another notable another noticeable note. I can't even speak today. I was doing so well. I was so proud of myself. Another noticeable change is the change in wording. You might have noticed in some of the social spots, like the lounge, they've changed the wording. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it mentioned dating, and they changed it. They also changed the mood. So if you go into your profile and you go into mood, instead of happy, sad, ecstatic, bored, angry, and sexy, they changed it to cheeky. It's not a big change, but it's once again just an example of them trying to make it more kid-friendly. A lot of people have went to Reddit or Instagram and directly asked, is this game for kids? And I am going to use a little bit of my opinion here. The answers have not been very straightforward. We've had people say that it's not, but then they'll say that it's... I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's been no, yes, we're trying to advertise towards kids, or no, we're not. But that's fair enough, but they haven't said we're trying to do both or anything either. So it seems that they don't really want to answer the question directly. And I don't mean any disrespect to the developers when I say that. I'm not saying they're trying to cover up anything, but I just think the responses have been uncertain. I did see someone say that they were like, is the game for 9 to 14-year-olds now? And Ash responded with, certainly not. So once again, they're saying that it's not for that type of demographic, yet they're changing it to be towards that type of demographic. So I think there are a lot of mixed messages, and I know a lot of people are kind of thinking that. I think we also need to give them a chance though, because people have been hating this new update, and I understand why. Because for example, one thing that people really hate in the new update is the fact that you can see how much clothes, apartments, and petkins you have, and the type of clothes, apartments, and petkins you have. They can see what types, and you don't get to choose which ones they can see. A lot of people have been saying that it encourages bullying and begging. I'll give, once again, my opinion on that later. But a lot of people have been really angry with that, and a lot of people have just up and left because of that. And I think we do need to give them a chance, because they have said that they've listened to the suggestions and they are going to change it. They're going to make it so that you can enable or disable that. So they are listening to suggestions, and they are taking the feedback from players and trying to make it better and trying to make everyone happy. So I'd say if you're thinking about quitting because of the new update, just give them a little bit of a chance. Don't quit solely because you don't like something in the update, because chances are a lot of people don't like that certain thing that you don't like, and it is going to be changed soon enough. So now I'm going to give a bit more of my opinion on the whole, is Avakin turning into a kids game? And the straightforward answer, in my opinion, is no. It is turning into a more kid-friendly game, but it is not turning into a game solely for kids. But I also understand how people could get that idea. I think the way that they have changed it has not been subtle. They've kind of thrown a lot at us in one update, and it's made a lot of players angry, and I can completely understand that. At first I was angry. I posted on Instagram saying that I loved the new profile, and at the time I did. But as I've kind of gotten used to it and seen everything that's new, I got a little bit angry as well. I thought, this isn't right. I've spent money on this game and I feel disrespected almost because they're taking their long-time players and loyal customers and pushing them away to advertise towards children who will just come and beg for gifts. And I was really quite annoyed. But then, once again, as I went on Reddit, there's a lot on Instagram as well, but I think Reddit's the main place where I've seen a lot of the suggestions and people not liking the update. I think people have been very harsh on this update. I don't think that it was a great update, but I don't think it's as bad as what everyone else thinks. I think there are some great additions. I love the fact that you can put your hobby and, type of music, fashion style. I love that. I think that's a great idea. And taking away the relationship status, I mean, I wish it was there, but it doesn't make me as mad as what a lot of people did. I would prefer to have the relationship status, but I can live without it, is the basics of it. The hashtag, I do agree that it makes you seem a bit needy if you're like, hashtag single, hashtag taken. But, I mean, I guess if it means that much to you, you can use the hashtag. Also, the changes in the visual style. Okay, so a lot of people have been saying that this is a cover-up. I don't think it is, to be honest, because of a few reasons. Number one, I think Ash is showing that he's a trustworthy source for these type of things. At least that's what I think. He seems like a trustworthy guy. I don't think he would just randomly come out with that sort of thing, like, just as a cover-up. And people need to realise that Avakin Life, when it comes down to it, it is just a game. It's a good game, and a lot of people think their life revolves around it, but it's just a game. It's not like some government conspiracy where they're trying to cover up things. They also need to remember that for the developers, it's a business. Now, I think in games, the player should always come first, but you've got to remember there is the money aspect of it. And they're trying to... How do I say this? They know that they have their adult fan base, but they're also trying to make it so that kids can play the game as well. They're not trying to make it only for kids or only for adults. They're trying to appeal to both, which I don't think they're doing a great job of right now. I think they've made it a little bit too obvious that they're trying to make it kid-friendly, and that has upset a lot of people. But, I mean, once again, there's so many people quit, and, I mean, I can't tell you whether you should quit or not, but I think you just need to give the game a chance, because they're listening to the feedback, and they're clearly trying to make the game better for the players. They're just not doing the best job right now. And I need to go back and do this again. I mean, I like the maze, but getting diamonds in it is the worst thing in the world. But in a conclusion, I think that this update was really messy. I think they are going to improve it. I think they don't need to shelter kids as much as they are. Like, they're taking away, sexual dances and different lingerie and all that. But, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, kids nowadays, and this makes me sound really old, kids nowadays, but, I feel like they know more about, that sort of thing than we do. Kids are going out partying and drinking and they look like they're 16 when they're, 11. Kids don't need to be as sheltered as they're showing. Also, with the censoring, I think the system needs to be updated because it is censoring very stupid things. But I understand why they're censoring vulgar language. A lot of people have said, yeah, but we can swear if we want because, in real life adults will swear in front of kids. But you've also got to look at it from the point of view that, if you watch a lot of YouTubers, one of the YouTubers I watch, well, I'm one of the YouTubers everyone watched. PewDiePie is like my favourite YouTuber along with Jacksepticeye and all that. And it's all these mothers who will look at these, what their kids are doing, and they'll blame the YouTuber. They'll say, my kid watches you and you swear. And it's the same with this game. If an adult looks at this game that the kid is playing and people are swearing on it, they're going to immediately blame the game. And the game could get lawsuits or anything because of it. Which is wrong, but people will do anything for money nowadays. So you've got to remember that when it comes down to it, it's a business. They care about the players and the players' experience. But it is also about money. And the best way for them to earn more money is to try and have the widest demographic, make a game that everyone can play and not just adults. And they also want to make sure that they're not getting attacked by angry parents who will say, oh, my kid heard someone swearing in this game, or my kid learned a bad word from this game, and then try and like sue them. Because that sort of thing does happen. It sounds ridiculous, but it does. So I know I've said in conclusion before, but this one really is the conclusion. Avakin Life, I don't think is turning into a kids game. It's certainly more kid friendly, and they're trying to advertise towards kids. But it's not a children's game. It is a game for both teens, adults, and children. And they're trying to widen their demographic, which is a smart thing to do from a business point of view. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Once again, if you're looking for actual gameplay, this isn't the best type of series to watch. This is just kind of me talking about my opinions on things and giving kind of a broad overview of people's thoughts. But if you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Survive.